Let me go to Honorable Sifuna. Then we go to Honorable Dr. Chikati.
Yeah, Chair, I thank Honorable Ochieng because I think he has tried to frame the issues, and I hope that they were being noted. And if we proceeded in the manner that he has proposed, I think we'll make some headway. I just wanted a further clarification on that 380 billion shillings that we sought to raise through the finance bill of 2024, the one that was rejected. If I remember the discussion, that 380 was being sought for specific purposes. If we can go back to the justification why the national government wanted that extra 380, we would be able to find if it is indeed true that there were any county programs in that one that then would inform the discussion of this is the reason why we wanted the 380. We don't have the 380, so the reasons we wanted the 380 cannot proceed because we don't have the 380. But to hit the entire budget of the county governments, in fact, to a figure that is less than last year, is to do a great disservice to the people of Kenya. Devolution. Also, I hope that it has been noted from the perspective of the Senate. I now understand that, and David Ochieng has put it very well, that we cannot run away from this question of RMLF because you have people to report back to, your colleagues in the National Assembly. Also, we want you to note something that I said, that there is no way I can go back to the Senate with a figure less than what the county governments got last year. I hope last financial year. Once we agree on that, then we know the areas to touch and the things not to touch, and we will proceed. And we'll be asking the experts themselves to bring us that data on the justification for the 380 in the finance bill, and therefore the projects that should collapse if we don't get it.
Very good. You see, now when we are continuing in a very objective manner from honorable members, Honorable Makali, my brother and co-principal in Kenya Kwanza, and party leader, and Senator Sifuna, we will make headway because we are here informed, leaders. I think in good faith, we continue in the same trajectory. We also iron out the controversial issue, and we face it head on, whatever that is. Chair, over to you.
Dr. Chikati, as you take...
thank you.
Just a minute. Following up on Honorable Sifuna. There are some fundamental things that we must continue to think about as we debate about the figures. One is that in the budget making process, the figures that I referred to Honorable Sifuna are the figures that constitute now the whole budget of Kenya. And those figures are not just figures. They are roads, there's water, it's healthcare. They are based on something. But now, there are issues that we have to deal with as we progress in this objective manner. One is that the things that constitute the budget of Kenya include all the direct expenditure by the national government, but also includes all the other expenditures even by the county governments. So what I'm trying to say is that amending a component of the budget cannot give it legal basis, and especially when you are made upwards, until you are made the entirety. If I want to raise the budget for roads, I can raise it on paper if there was a legal instrument that only allocates roads, but if the entirety of the budget is still capped, then you hit a brick ceiling or you hit a concrete ceiling. So that's one thing that is very fundamental. That DORA, the Division of Revenue Bill, is a creation of one thing called CARA. Now, County Allocation of Revenue Bill is the one that precipitates DORA. Sorry, it's the other way around, sorry. And therefore, what I'm trying to say, amending one has a ramification of the next. Now, as it is passed and signed by the president, it is at 380, the CARA. sorry, yes, the one he returned with the memorandum. For us to redo that, you need to listen to these members. We have to raise to that in both houses. I'm not saying it is something so difficult. I'm just saying for us to prepare ourselves. Second thing, amending what is before us today as it was passed by the National Assembly. Suppose there are some things we are not debating in this meeting because we have already agreed. One, we have agreed county government needs more money. That is not debatable. We have agreed our community health promoters needs to be paid. That is not debatable. In fact, we should not be having arrears. We agree our county staff have not been paid for months. They must be paid. We agree on the funding of county government, even with additional resources. We set that aside. We are not debating on that. But what I want us to engage our mind in is, if we are made, for example, in this mediation, our recommendation is that we move from 380 to even 410. I want us to apply our mind on that. That can only take effect if we again come back and do a supplementary tool that gives that room. If we are made downwards, there's no problem because it's a matter of disbursement. If we are made upwards, it is not a matter of disbursement. It is a matter of legality. So we need to, you note that if we agree on the figure, then we also have to handle that on the supplementary. And lastly, so that Dr. Chikati comes in, the shortfall of revenue that we put, it was the context, honorable members. This year has been unprecedented. So the argument of the National Assembly was this: if we allocate 400 billion to county governments, and our revenue projection, because we did with projections in the budget, was 2.5 trillion. Suppose there is a year that is as unprecedented as this one, and we have a shortfall of 1 trillion in revenues. We have a shortfall of 500 billion, beyond what we have always thought can be, or the limit. So our argument was, supposing that came, and we have a shortfall of 700 billion. So Honorable Sifuna, what does that mean? We will have carryovers. Honorable members, this issue of carryovers is actually an under-budgeting. That's what we must know. Why? The county governments were to get 385 billion shillings. They got 355 by the close of the financial year. And you know, government is continuous, it's a revolving door. So any money you get after the closure of the period, that is money that you are expending on the next financial year. It becomes even difficult if that perpetuates. If we have a shortfall this financial year and we have carryovers of 50 billion, if we have a perpetual 30 billion or 50 billion, we carry as carryovers. Honorable members, let's not lie to ourselves. It basically means the allocation for revenue for our county governments is the figure in the budget. There's the carryovers. That is the truth. Honorable Dr. Chikati, please.
Thank you, Chair. I want to agree with